Okay, so my question is, the picture that you gave us, is that the same as what your proposal was, or was there a change made to this sign?
So when we, I erroneously thought that the rectangular sign was a straight permit situation where I would be able to do it administratively through Jessica.
You would if it was just a rectangle.
Okay.
It was it was this that
Yeah.
made it go to DRB.
Okay. I thought you told me because it had more colors than the previous.
Well, the background change is a concern, but that wasn't the main reason it went.
Okay.
The reason it went was because it was the
So
odd
we
shape.
haven't installed that additional V at the top because we were waiting to come to DRB
Okay, but
first.
you're still planning on doing it like this?
We would like to.
That
yes.
was my question.
I mean, that's
Okay.
that's why you're at the DRB.
Right.
So don't waste our time,
Oh gosh, put it up, right?
right? Abutters.
Don't waste our time. There's if you look at the image of the proposed sign, there's a light blue V that goes projects above the rectangle. And it's the V made out of like the trees that are in our logo.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So that made it not the same as the previous sign.
Correct.
Yes. But we didn't put it up yet because we didn't have your approval.
We appreciate that someone on North Main Street is following the rules.
Sometimes. Not always. Well, anyway.
All right. Okay. So moving on. All right, and you're here because you are in the village district and the historic overlay, and you are in a historic building. And it's beautiful, and so we are just making sure that your sign is within the bounds of the historic district and is compatible with our village design. I'm looking at it. I don't have any objection. I feel like it's appropriate, and since it did, it's not nothing.
So you're gonna add this, I'm trying to find the picture. You're gonna add this thing on the top.
Correct.
And it's made out of,
Wood.
so it's the same wood as the sign.
Yes. And it's been painted the color of that light periwinkle blue color that our letters are.
The color of the letters?
Correct.
Okay, and how big is it?
It is 16 inches. I don't know. I don't know why I'm holding my hands up like I know what 16 inches looks like.
It's 16 inches above the sign?
Correct. It mounts to the top with 4 screws and it sits above the sign.
It's 11 and a half inches, so it's like that tall.
Okay.
It's pretty tall. It's meant
Well,
to
no,
kind of
you
like,
said it's 16 above.
I think that's what, I'm pretty sure that's the measurement that I have from,
Sitting here.
Right, it's, yeah. That's 16 inches from the
Yes.
blue stripe on the top of the current that's already up
I'm
there
pretty
sign.
sure, I'm gonna just check really quickly the message from Taylor who created the sign, but I'm pretty sure he told me it was 16 inches. Because I specifically asked him if it could, first of all, if it was separate. I was like, this is a separate piece, right? And then he clarified to me the size. So,
And it's made out of wood and it's a cutout and it takes, it is, the design is 3 trees that create a V.
correct. It's part of our branding.
It's your brand.
Yeah. It's meant to, get your attention, show our brand.
John, jump in if you have any questions, okay?
Will do.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, it is 12 inches by 12 inches.
Okay.
So it's
That's
shorter
kind of
than I
more
said.
like what Diane thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
12
apologies.
by 12.
Apologies.
Thank you.
All right, well, let me get back to my page. So, again, so you explain the type of the sign. It's gonna be wood and plastics, or?
Yeah, so it's made of 2 different materials. The background is, or the portion, the background is wood. And then the letters are made out of a different material, some sort of like plastic or something, I think. And then, some sort of composite. And then it's
Attached
Yeah.
to it?
I think Taylor also gave me some additional.
And we're only talking about this one sign.
That's all we're talking about is the one sign.
Yeah,
And this,
And the
the,
sign.
the sign without the addition is already in place.
and you can see in the picture, yeah, the color picture shows you, you can see, you know, what it looks like there. It's the same footprint. And it now has 3 colors. The previous like banner that we had up there as a placeholder was just 2 colors. So now this one has 3.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, and then the final component, which is, I think why my lovely neighbors are here, is that in the excitement of putting this sign up, we also re-screwed in a light bulb that shines on said sign and realized that they don't need a night light
No.
in their living room all night hours of the day. So that's why I have an additional item for you.
So you were never allowed to have anything except downlighting anyhow. So you just screwed in something you shouldn't have screwed in.
No, I haven't put any lighting up. This is lights that were already on the structure.
The one
Right.
that's pointing sideways.
Yes, they were there prior to us taking over ownership. The previous owners also used the same lights to try to light their sign. So we haven't touched anything. We just, someone screwed the bulb, put a new bulb into one that had burnt out.
Okay.
Probably a much brighter one.
Probably.
I hope it's not an LED.
With some,
Like a hologram.
We just discovered that LEDs are not in our ordinance. So yes, we will be changing that.
oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
exactly. Right. That was kind of my idea of a joke.
Well, no, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, because my immediate reaction was, oh my gosh, you've got a light pointing sideways. And
Yes.
And then, of course, the other thing is the color of the light, you know, is it like a warm tone versus a high, cool, white tone?
All the
which we
lights,
don't
yeah,
like
no,
to
all the lights
see.
are a warm tone that are on the building existing, and the light sign is using the same, we want to use the same bulb, which is like a warm 3000 Kelvin, I think is the number.
2700 is better, but.
Okay. The other ones on the building are,
So you will be taking care of this. Oops.
yeah, so the interesting thing is the one that's circled in the yellow circle, it's actually, if you look at other portions of our building, there are up down lights all along the building that have a red box around them that you can't see the light. And so it's supposed to look like kind of like a sconce.
Right.
And those lights are in other portions of the building. And this one was originally one of those. They removed the box from it, pointed them towards the sign, and used that light in order to illuminate the sign. So when we took ownership over, we never touched any of that thing yet. We were waiting to figure out what our eventual sign would be. And so our recommendation, after a lot of trying to figure out what to do, is that if you look on the picture that I gave you, there's 2 circles higher up next to the in windows. What we have determined as the best way forward is to take the lights that are currently at a perfect angle to shine right into the Eldred's home and illuminate their living room, is take those lights and move them higher up onto the building so that they can point directly onto the sign, be downcast, because currently they're horizontal cast, and then also have them be properly shielded, which the current ones are just light bulbs and they're exposed. And we have considered alternate ways to light the sign, maybe from above and all of those things, but the structure isn't conducive for any other mountings of light fixtures.
It's got to be on the building.
Correct.
Yes. You don't have any way to do it on the light.
We've contemplated a variety of like different options, and none of them are feasible.
So if you move these into those 2 positions, it'll fit all of our requirements in the ordinance. It will no longer shine in the neighbors, and it will go on it'll be downcast, it'll be shielded. And at what point are you planning to make this change?
So
Because I'm sure that those people would like to know.
So we'll just unscrew the bulb immediately that is now currently shining into their house. And then I will just call my electrician tomorrow and explain that we need to put them, as soon as I can order the lights and you guys tell me that they're okay, then I will proceed immediately. Yeah, but so 30 days, but I'll unscrew the bulb.
I would say we just want it to happen eventually, because it's been like that for a long time,
Oh, really?
long before.
Oh. Oh, so this is the original.
Okay.
You can wait, I want your sign to be visible, but as long
like I was just saying to Jerry, and you turn the bulb down. You know,
Right, yeah.
And then somebody would change the light bulb and it would get moved back up again. So we had this kind of conversation, and we turn the light.
Oh,
You know,
that's so,
so it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I can, yeah, I'm very light sensitive myself, so I understand. Okay. What else do we need to cover? Functional sign. I think we've covered everything. And John, do you have anything?
No, seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
I have no questions.
all right.
Do you have anything else other than a light bulb you don't like?
Yeah, I do like this one.
Oh, thanks.
We like the place. We like the-
So
Yeah,
nice.
no, it's fantastic.
Hey, you're good with everything?
Yeah, and I love the interaction, everybody helping each
Yeah.
other.
Communities form.
Well, alrighty then. So I will close the hearing on application 2024-299. Thank you so much for coming in,
Thank you for your time.
and safe travels to the Albany Airport.
Yes, thank you.
And you see what time it is?
I marked it, 5:20.
5:20. I'll send you the rest of the,
Okay, perfect.
super, thank you.
See you guys later.
Great to meet you.
I gave a check to, oh.
So Jeff Rossi, we are moving on to your application.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have closed the hearing on the application before you. I am now going to open the hearing on application 2024-300. The property address is 99 Happy Haven Road. The owner is Jeffrey Rossi, 6 Rockledge Road, Cold Spring, New York. The proposal is a short-term rental use for 6 bedrooms in the residential district. And I did notice on reading your application today that you also had put in a request for a change of use to single-family use. Was it originally on the lister's card as a multifamily?
Yes, it was originally multifamily. We don't use or intend to use it as a two-family, so
Okay. All right, thank you.
let's make it
So-
accurate.
Thank you. So the applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, 272, Article 4, Section 420, 440, 450C, Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722, 730A, D, and H. Are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions on behalf of the board?
No.
No, thank you all. So, Mr. Rossi, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, so in this case, I am your case manager.
Oh.
I'm everybody's case manager for this one. So we're going to begin with you are the only person who will be giving testimony, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm going to go over the exhibits, and then I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Wonderful.
And I'm trying to keep notes at the same time. So the exhibits I have are Exhibit 1, the DRB cover sheet, 1 page. Exhibit 2, the Town of Wilmington warning, 1 page. Exhibit 3, the application for DRB review, 3 pages. Exhibit 4, a hand-drawn interior plan, 1 page. Exhibit 5, a hand-drawn picture of the property area with dimensions and an exterior photo, 2 pages. Exhibit 6, the DFS short-term rental safety, health, and financial obligations checklist. 7 are 2 pages, the lister cards. And 8 is the list of abutters. Everybody good with that? Do you have anything else you'd like us to be looking at, Mr. Rossi?
No, that's it. You have everything that I have.
Okay, thank you. So can you just give us a quick overview of what we're doing?
Sure. Purchased the home, and it's a 6-bedroom home. It's listed as 6 bedrooms with the town. And we wanted to open it up as a short-term rental for 6 bedrooms. So I was told by Jessica Roberts when we sat down with her that we had to apply for permit, which I'm doing now. Yeah, that's essentially all the. Is there anything else you need?
So we have a bunch of stuff we have to go through that's in the ordinance. It's nothing exciting.
Yep.
We just have to do it, right? So we're going to go through pretty much all of Article 2. Article 2 is the administrative procedures article. It's the section that gives us the right to have this pleasant meeting and chat with you and have to make the decisions. So we're looking at section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, and 272. They are all administrative. There is nothing in there that is the least bit exciting. And unless you have some questions on any of them, we will just move past that. Do you have any questions on that?
I do not.
So the next article is Article 4, which is our districts and uses. Article 20 is the section that delineates what are the appropriate uses in the districts. 440 is the districts and the district requirements. 450C is the district purposes and descriptions, and that is 450C is the residential district. Happy Haven Road is purely residential. So all of that does is says that you are in a residential district and this is a conditional use in a residential district. Do you have any questions on that?
No.
Thank you. Now we have to go through the standards, and all of these, we have to look at them regardless of whether they make any sense, okay? Because they don't.
Okay.
So we have 710, which is use performance standards, and you just have to answer these for us, please. So vibration, no continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent vibration that is discernible at the property line.
No.
Thank you so much. B is noise, continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent noise in excess of that of a normal conversation must not exist at the property line. Recurring periodic noise in excess of that of a normal lawnmower at the property line is allowed, provided it does not occur between the hours of 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. and does not significantly distract from or diminish other properties' allowed use or development.
Understood.
Thank you. C is air emissions for commercial operations. There shall be no emission of dust, ash, smoke, or other particulate matter that can cause damage to human or animal health, vegetation, or property by reason of concentration or toxicity. 2, contaminate the property or beyond the property boundaries. 3, have solid or liquid particulates in concentrations exceeding state standards. And 4, cause odorous matter in quantities as to be offensive. Will you have any of that?
I will not.
Thank you. Next is D, injurious or noxious practices. No operations or use shall create electromagnetic, liquid, or solid refuse or waste, heat, cold, dampness, explosive, fire, glare, or other hazard which will cause injury or damage to human or animal health, vegetation, or property.
I will not be having any of that.
Thank you. Next is section 720. Applicability of conditional use standards in site plan and design review. Conditional uses are subject to both general and specific standards as defined in this section. Site plan and design guidelines of Appendix I shall be applied for development with the Historic Design Review District and are recommended in all other districts. The Development Review Board will complete a site plan review and design review as needed to determine conformity with the standards of Article 7. So you have provided us with that. We have that. John, Diane, are there any questions?
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nope.
General standards. The proposed use shall protect against adverse impacts on community, municipal, or educational facilities, traffic on roads and highways, bylaws and ordinances in effect, utilization of renewable energy and natural resources, air quality, character of the area. Do you plan to do anything that's going to have an adverse effect on?
I do not.
Thank you. Conditional use preserving the character of the town. Do you plan to do anything? I'm not going to read all of this. Do you have any plans to do anything that's going to have a negative impact on the town?
I do not.
Thank you. 730 are specific standards. A, lighting and glare. All exterior lighting shall be shielded and downcast. Glare and reflection are prohibited if it is an unreasonable nuisance to other property owners or tenants, does not contribute to aesthetic, scenic value, or character of the area, or could impair vision of pedestrians or drivers. Are you changing the lighting on the house?
I'm not changing the house in any way.
And do you have any lighting that would have a negative impact?
No.
Thank you. Now we have to talk about commercial parking, which is a part of the short-term rentals. So this is a valid point. So the parking spaces that are required are not what's in the historic district. So what are required?
0.75 per bedroom. 0.75 per bedroom, so it'd be 5 spaces.
5 spaces.
And he has 6.
He's got 6 bedrooms. So is it 5 spaces?
It's 5 spaces, but he's got 6 parking spaces.
Oh, okay. You were already showing us 6 on the plan that we have. Thank you. Okay, so any questions on parking? Okay, thank you. I don't know how come drive-up windows was in here.
I do have a
These
question.
things, no. Okay, so the next one that's of importance is the wastewater and potable water. So we don't have a septic report.
Right, he's listed as 6-bedroom already, so he would be legacied in as a 6-bedroom. He's going from a multifamily to single family, but not changing the number of bedrooms. The only concern I have and really question, can I ask him a question? Is have you talked to the fire marshal? Because if you have more than 8 occupants, you do need a change of use and a change of occupancy permit from the fire marshals. I just want to make sure you're aware of that.
We are in contact with the fire marshal. He had come, I'm going to say 2 years ago, and had asked us to change out windows. So we had appropriate egress, and we made the changes, and I'm in contact with him to get reassessed now that we've made all the appropriate changes.
Yep, this is specific to short-term rentals. So you'll need
Correct.
2 different permits from him because you have more than 8 occupants.
Yes. So he had sent me the permits if it was 4 and if it was above 4. We were compliant to 4, but we were not compliant to that until now, which we are compliant, but he has not approved us yet. But I have reached out to him to start that process to get the approval.
Great, okay.
Can you also just make sure that Jessica has in the file on your property the specifics of the windows that you've changed, just in case there's any questions?
Yes, and when he gives you a certificate of occupancy, which he will, when he gives you that permit, if you send me a copy, I'll put it in your file.
Gladly. Thank you so much.
So we have no concerns about waste or potable water, right? Okay, all right, great. So John, do you have any questions? Diane?
No, good.
Do you have anything you'd like us to know that we don't know?
No, you guys have been wonderful, and Jessica's been fantastic to work with. I just wanted to thank her personally since now that I saw her, she was there. But thank you guys for your help. You've been very helpful and make this process painless as possible. So
Good, well, thank you so much. So hearing no more questions, I'm going to close the hearing. on your application. As you know, we have 45 days. I promise you, we will not take 45 days. Jessica will let you know as soon as we have made the decision, and she will send you the decision.
Excellent. And Jessica, I'll send you the update from the fire marshal as soon as I hear from him.
Okay.
Thank you. If I don't speak, have a wonderful holiday, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you. John, don't say goodbye yet, because we got to just finish our meeting. I have no new or old business, so can we have a motion to close the meeting, please?
I make a
So
motion?
moved.
Oops, okay, one of you can second.
Second,
All in favor, Cheryl, I.
Diane, I.
John, I.
Thank you. John, I'm gonna shut everything down and then I'll call you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Jessica. Appreciate it.